Alrighty, good morning everyone. So it is Friday morning. It's the 29th of May. Today is technically day 77, wrapping up 11 weeks of our isolation period, at least here in Western New York. It looks like it's a sunny day. I hope it stays lovely. A little toasty. I walked down to get the mail. And it's securely that warmth. There wasn't that, early morning crisp cool feel. That didn't exist. That was gone. It's definitely already it's warm feel. All right, granted, it was a little later of a morning. Why, you ask? Clara was gracious enough to let me sleep all the way till 8 o'clock. I think she knew that I was up at 2 a.m. I was awake trying to find straw, elusive straw. There's a particular straw I'm looking for, and it's really a basic, simple, easy straw. I can't find it anywhere. I've tried all of my favorite places. I've tried further away places, and no one has it. I'm not surprised. It's the situation of everything going on. I think it's just simply not here in the U.S. Okay, I checked U.S. merchants, and I checked some places over in the UK. Neither have it. Thing is most of the straw out there either comes from Italy or from China, and I think maybe India too. Though, oddly enough, the plants don't make as much sense. I gotta look into that. It's just where the really cool machines are now. Okay, if you've ever looked up the videos for the 20th century straw plating machines, they're cool. Okay, so you stick the little straws in and they go and suddenly you have straw plate. It's so amazing. Given how long it takes to actually braid that stuff by hand, those machines just blow me away. They're really awesome. But anyway, I digress. That was not the point of today. Okay, let's get to the point of today. So I want to say wow and thank you to everyone who jumped in and said yes to the Sunbonnet Challenge. I shared a video in the group last night introducing myself and my goals, but figured y'all would want to listen too because I know not everybody's in the challenge. So I have a twofold challenge. My first goal is to replace a sheer sunbonnet that, we'll call it lost to an oops, recently in the last couple of years. It was an earlier one that I made. It was sheer, beautiful Leno weave, white. It's just no longer white. I don't even know where it is. I don't think it made it back to me after the oops. So I want to replace that. And I have a semi-sheer, nice weave. It's not quite a Leno weave, but it's a nice weave. It's a stripe this time instead of a window pane as before. So that's goal 1. Goal 2, which is going to be a longer timeline, is to build up 2 solid display sets. One I want to have as my 1850s, 1860s types of display, and then another one I want to have as different pieces reproduced in the most common eras that I participate in. So when I set up the millinery shop, I like to have different types of bonnets for visitors to look at, and since I don't focus on sunbonnets a lot, I don't always have all of the ones that I need developed. So I have several opaque cotton corded sunbonnets. So this is my most recent. I should have put these in order. This is an earlier one that I did ages and ages ago. She's a little more petite. This is the one that Sarah, I believe it was Sarah Meister. I hope I got that right. I think that's who made this. And it's got that really lovely Van Dyke pattern. And it's one of the few pieces that I bring that I didn't make. And I have to tell you, this is like the most borrowed sunbonnet I have. I really should do another really pretty one like it. When I say borrowed, I have friends that do borrow my sunbonnets. I'd rather have somebody borrow it for the day, the weekend, whatever, and not get sunburned, and have a period correct bonnet with them. Really, it comes down to the heat a lot for me. So I loan some of these out regularly. So there's that one. And then one of my older slats. This I made ages and ages ago. There's actually slats missing. I always have to say, oh, I have to remember to replace those, and I never do, which is kind of silly because I have a lot of baseboard. It shouldn't be a big deal to replace the slats in a bonnet, and yet I don't. I haven't in a couple seasons. So obviously I need to have a sheer, and I want to have a silk sunbonnet, so some nicer ones in there. Definitely debating about a quilted sunbonnet, because there's a couple different pools of thought there. Some people are quite insistent that they didn't exist during the Civil War era, but there's definitely examples remaining that are quilted. Quilted examples that definitely are not winter hoods. A lot of silk and a lot of wools could be perceived as winter pieces, but when they're lightweight cottons, plain lightweight cottons, quilted through the brim with long curtains, I'm convinced they're sunbonnets. So there's that. And then I don't have anything for the second expansive time. So I've got a lot that I do want to build up for that. Thus, the Sunbonnet Challenge. And last night there was well over 50 people in the group. I honestly thought I was going to have like a dozen. A little nervous because there's a lot of names I don't recognize. So I want to make sure everybody plays nice and has a good time. I'm sure people are wondering, will there be future challenges? I do have ideas for a couple future challenges to get us through this summer. I'll keep those kind of like under wraps until we get a little closer. But I'll do like the same format. Announce it over on the blog, put together a Facebook group, and they'll again be open timeline. You can do a historical piece, you can do a modern piece, you can do something for an adult, a child, a doll, for each of the things. So that's it. Now I want to get to the cool thing of the day. We have an unboxing. All right, so let me tell you, this, not light. All right. Now, some of you may know I have this little obsession, and I've been so good about not ordering anything of this sort. I really need a knife for this. I've been really good about not splurging too badly. And then I saw this. So I was talking with someone about the reproduction Van Dyke Pinkers, not Van Dyke dye, but Van Dyke brand. They're a taxidermy place, which makes me go, not my thing. Now, to buy a Van Dyke machine new, they're like $249. So yep, $250. All right. Ooh, smart packaging technique. That's brilliant. That I actually have to remember that. It's got a couple of those in here. So I was looking up the particular machine, And, you know, ended up in the glorious land of eBay. And lo and behold, what's on eBay? A Van Dyke painting machine. There's a catch. I got 2 pieces. All right. So yes, I knew it was going to come in 2 pieces. I had a lot of conversation with this seller. This was a really good buying experience, okay? So I had questions because he only had put up one of the, one photo initially. And I could see the handle was off. And the photo was actually from the top down. So let's angle this. All right, because it was more like an angle like this. So I could see that the handle was off and that the pin that goes through the clamp here was off. It should be another pin like this. This is should be an easy fix. I may actually be able to fit a dowel in there. Oh, that's nice. It's actually got a really good cushion plate on here. All right, so what I couldn't see in the photo, was dying to know, is what was the die? I wanted this die. All right, so this is the scalloped V. All right, so it's big scallops with little V's in it. And I have something very, very similar over there. It's a Columbus. And I gotta say, the Columbus and this Van Dyke machine, they're both very similar in their construction, I think is how I want to say it. And that's what's like, okay, I'm looking at my Van Dyke, I'm looking at my Columbus, and then I'm looking at the photos of the Van Dyke, and I'm like, can I fix this? And my biggest worry, let's see if I can show you. So the handle goes here, all right? Handle goes here. And then you need a pin to go through. The pin goes in here. Now on the Columbus, the pin goes all the way through to this anvil die here. Now if that was the case, I didn't think I could do it. But on this Van Dyke, the pin only goes through the handle and through this base piece. So it's literally just holding this on. So I think I can do that with a bolt to come through here and then get a little washer and nut in there. So I've got to measure what size that's going to be. And basically what'll happen, I'm not sure if I can, yeah, it's not even going to let me do it that way. But the handle will turn this piece, yeah, that's not moving. Hopefully it's just a matter of getting the handle on there. You can tell this was last used for some red felt. One of the nice things in talking to this guy, I know that his dad did taxidermy, and his mom's the one that used this machine to cut felt for bear rugs. So this was used for felt rather than leather or silk. If it was used for leather, I would be a little hesitant because I wouldn't know exactly how it would cut silk. And while I still don't know how it's going to cut silk, how well it's going to cut silk, I do know that it cut felt, and I'll at least be able to use it for wool. So, and I'm loving that it's got the little red in there. And the guy had the story. His dad had passed away some months ago. And I did have to do a little negotiation on the price because, you know, COVID broke type of situation in my land, my world. Oh, that pressure pad thing that I thought was a pressure pad is actually on the screw. So, one of the things I like about the Columbus, and it has it here on the Van Dyke, is this turning piece here. Now, this is like a pressure pad, and what happens is this pressure pad, this is all, this the surface here, this platform, is connected to the anvil. And cutting happens by pressure between the anvil and the die. So when this over here is adjusted, the platform and the anvil adjust ever so slightly. And this is basically a giant hinge here. So as you adjust that, you're adjusting the tension or the pressure between the dies. And that's what lets you cut different things. It's an amazing technique or construction concept. It's reverse of the gem style line. Now the gem style line has the anvil on the top and the die on the bottom, and the adjustment takes place with a tiny little screw at the top of the machine, and you don't always even know that screw is there. And actually, in a lot of sales, you can't even tell if the screw is there, because there's a spot for a screw and there's a spot for oil on most of those machines. And that also means that when you're cutting, you're seeing the weight die, not the cutting die. On this, you can see the cutting die, which allows you to do curves if you need to. So like when I did the pinking for my parasol, I was able to cut those curves fairly easily on one of the Columbus machines. Yeah. I'm trying to like compare the modern die and the dies that I see over there. I can tell you the grooves on this die do not quite go as far into the center as the older dies. And that nut holding it on, this nut right here, it's not as big on this machine. The two nuts over there on the Columbus machines are wider in diameter. Though, I hadn't noticed this before. One of them is thinner and the other is thicker. I hadn't noticed that before. Huh. That's kind of cool. So I'm very excited to have this. I have absolutely no idea how well it's going to work, and I won't know until I get that bolt. Because as you can see, I cannot turn that by hand. Not that my hands are the strongest at this point. But otherwise, it looks like it's in nice shape. Oh, they're numbered. I hadn't seen. Okay, so there's a number. There's a couple numbers going on here. That's kind of neat. So I'm very happy with finally having this die. Let's see, how are we going to have you sit? There we go. I'm very particular on how I let these guys sit around because I don't want pressure on certain points. I'm happiest when I have them clamped on or in their boxes. If you've seen, we're doing a booby shot, sorry. If you've seen the videos of me pinking, there's only a couple of them. I have 3 clamped to the side table. The rest are in their boxes. Not sure where I'm going to put this one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it to clamp onto this other side because it's got that towel bar. I gotta work on that. And plus, for me, it's a definite right-handed machine. So if I have it attached from the other side, it's going to be backwards. And there's not enough space for me to stand there. So I've got to figure out where I'm going to clamp this. I don't trust this table. This is the table that I picked up in New Mexico, of all places. I was getting really frustrated because I wasn't finding antiques from the 19th century in New Mexico. Makes sense. And okay, my Eastern area type of antiques. There are other pieces, obviously. So I'm driving, I think I was driving to work or home from work one day. I was home from work. And there's a yard sale, and I saw this from like quite a ways away. I did a big old U-turn. And I did buy it. And it was the most dried out piece of furniture. Paid $50. There's so many nails and screws in this. It's a Hepplewhite style. But I don't know who made it. And when you get underneath, there's some really neat things going on under this guy. Only one of the leaves stay up because the other one's missing its little support thing. But she's had better days. And she's a little wobbly. I actually had, I had to re-glue, I'm feeling down here, some of her leg supports. And she's banded with giant bungee cords under the tablecloth. Yeah. There's a house secret. So yeah. And it's bothering me that I got some grease or some oil on my tablecloth from the machine. So I got to figure out where she's gonna live for a little bit. All right, so that's all for today. Enjoy your Friday, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, that reminds me, tomorrow I'm doing a video conference in the morning, so I'll see if I can get a video in beforehand and upload it. It might have to be a short one. Otherwise, video might be late tomorrow, okay? All right, have a good one. Bye, all.